The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome, everybody, to the Whiskey Brothers podcast, episode, 969. How fun is that? That's a good number. We're the Whiskey Brothers. Slade Ham, your host, as always, across from me, Jerry Wayne Longmire. Sam Damaris to my right. Not with us, Trey Tutson. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But oddly joining us for the very first time in a very long time, our good friend from the old Humble Distilling Company, Joe Breda.
Cheers, gentlemen.
How are you? Pull that mic in, man.
Hey, before we get started, I just want to let you guys get this out of your system right now. Old man Damaris has finally arrived.
I like the tortoiseshell, though. That's cool.
Shut the fuck up, Slade. Shut the fuck up. I did that. That's why I did it up front. That's why I did it up front. I was like, look.
You're going to give me 2 hours of this?
Fuck up.
It's not even the same person. It's crazy.
How many people you punch in the face with those on?
So tell us how you been, Mr. Urkel.
Are you going to sing a song from Little Shop of Horrors?
We didn't land on the Banco Popular Studios. The Banco Popular Studios landed on us.
Holy shit, I bet you can see the ingredients.
I can read this bottle.
You can see the ingredients floating in
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, sorry.
It goes bad gradually. I did not know how bad it was. I picked these up today. I put them on, and I got like a little headachy and got weird, and I was like, wrong prescription. Lady goes, oh, no, that's normal. It's going to take a little while or whatever. And, dude, I went to a bar, and I looked up, and I saw this bottle of Macallan, and I could read everything on the bottle, and then I took them off, and I was like, how the fuck am I alive? Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, I could read this entire thing without squinting right now, and that was not possible.
Well,
that's how it goes.
Look at that.
I can speak from experience. That's exactly how it goes.
I wasn't in love with the tortoiseshell, but these, because of my fucking head, these were the biggest frames they had. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get those, and then I'll get these other ones. And so these are progressives. I need bifocals. Like, my eyes are fucked.
Oh,
and
nice.
So because of the lenses, I was going to get this other pair that was a lot more stylish. And they go, your insurance will cover one pair. The other pair's on you. I go, cool. They go, that pair's going to be $297. I was like, looks like I'm just doing these.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So you got to wear them
in November.
You got to wear them to see everything? You got to wear them to drive?
No, so because I'm still getting used to them, I refuse to wear them when I drive. Like, they're kind of, it's a little mushroom trippy. And
okay.
So I was like, not like I haven't. Well, I mean, I've never driven on mushrooms, but it's a little weird. So I'm not doing it while I drive yet, but it's going to get there. And
man,
I'll be honest with you, man. Like I dreaded the day of no pun intended. I dreaded the day coming, but then the more and more I wear them, I'm like, yo, this is
Peanut
nice.
C's legit. Yeah.
it's kind of nice.
Having vision's a cool thing, man.
Street signs have
it's
words
one of the fun
on
things
them.
humans get to do. Is see shit.
You motherfuckers have ridden in a car with me.
I know. I remember.
We have indeed. No, that's it's a good look. It's going to take me some time to adjust.
You'll hate wearing them on stage. You'll get to where you take them off every time you
I will
go.
not.
Yeah.
I won't.
I'm blind
I don't need
as
to
a
see you,
bat, but I take
motherfuckers.
mine off.
I want glasses on stage. I want to wear glasses. I'm going to get some fake glasses.
Bullshit. The more y'all look like random shapes, the better my fucking show is. I don't want to see these people's faces clearly.
Oh, you don't talk to them like I do.
Yeah, and they don't talk to me the way they talk to you. That's why you get heckled so fucking much.
Oh, I enjoy that. Let's have some whiskey, Joe. I know you're working on some cool things. Let's talk about that. You're at the Old Humble Distilling Company, and we have long been. You have supplied this show with so much whiskey. The official whiskey for sure is this thing on Tuesday nights. We frequently dip into
a little dust on this one.
A little dust on the bottom.
All
All right, Joe Diffie.
Came out of the shop there.
Well, let's. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna pour a shot. What are we working on right now? You got some. I know you got some magic over in the corner that we're gonna announce tonight.
Well,
is it official?
It is official. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out and throw it on the table. How's that sound?
Boy,
That's what we do every podcast.
There it is. The Double Oak Straight Rye.
Double Oak Straight Rye Whiskey.
The brand new
looks
green
spicy
bottle.
as hell.
Made from 95% rye. Here, y'all can drink it.
That has old black man written all over it.
It's 95% rye, aged 2.5 years in full-size 50-gallon barrels. And then we take extra oak staves and just jam it in that barrel and give it a little bit more oak with the aging. So
Yeah.
it's the equivalent of about 8 years, and you can see how much darker it is.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that's got some
Big time.
that's got some age to it. Let's
And we do it on purpose to give it it's a 95% rye bill. So we want to give it that balance. Otherwise, it's going to taste like rye.
well, that's
It's going
the
to taste like a lot of rye.
Yeah.
And,
that's you can. Yeah, I'm very curious to get into this because it's I've tasted. You know, I mean, you and I have spoken frequently in the past about ryes and the ones I like and the ones that I don't like. And
I love them.
I know.
that was our conversation. Was he knew that he got very excited when he found out that you were actually going to be here.
Yeah,
So
I wasn't sure. I'm glad you're here because last time I was here for your 24-hour live stream, I had some test bottles that I was working
And
on.
I tried to steal one.
Yeah, that's,
yeah, well, Sam's he's like a bull in a specs. He's you can't. He absorbs alcohol bottles that he runs into. I'm not happy about him being back right now. This is. You just you're like, oh, we're saved up for winter, and then this fucking giant 7-story squirrel walks in. So to the brand new Double Oak Rye,
cheers, gentlemen.
and the
Cheers,
fine
Dave
folks
Court.
over at the Old Humble Distilling Company, a longtime sponsor of the Whiskey Brothers podcast.
The nose on it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, a little something to hold the glasses up.
God.
Oh, it's gonna be a long 2 hours. God damn, bro.
That's spicy.
That might
I like
be
it.
that might be my favorite that you've made.
Thank you very
Whoa.
much. Now it's got all the rye
You say
flavor.
spicy, but it's got a very
Yeah,
kind
but
of
I
honeyish-
like
honeyish,
rye
like-
to have a little spice to it.
Yeah.
Little.
The spice is here, but to the tongue, it's got a very sweetish, like sweet.
Unterglieben. Oh, not that kind of
Not
Swedish.
that, no, not the orange
Think
no.
Swedish fish, not Swedish people.
Sweet-ish. There's a hyphen.
But
This-
it's got all the rye flavor. It's a 95% rye bill, so it's got all that rye flavor, but it's got a counterbalance to it so that it's not just hops.
So let's talk
And,
about that.
It's not
You're
that
running 90
medicine
proof with
smell
this.
and all that stuff. It's a good, full-bodied, well-balanced rye.
What is the art to getting that right?
You got to find a flavor that balances against the rye. It's like with our straight whiskey, we don't have any rye, so we use a used barrel to kind of balance out that lighter, sweeter flavor. It has a lighter, sweeter color to it as well, but the oak is there to add flavor to the whiskey. It adds color, it adds flavor, it does all the stuff that a barrel does.
Say I won't hit a man with glasses.
I seen it happen.
Well, you finally could.
But that's what the barrel does. That's what the barrel does for the rye. And a lot of the ryes that you have, they're aged, they're lighter colored, they're younger age, 2 years, 3 years. We started with the 2-year rye, and then we just jammed it full of extra oak.
So what are your choices? Is it just a matter of how much oak you're putting in that and up against it, and how long
be
you're
that.
aging it? And
It could be the grain bill itself. There's two distinct styles of rye. There's the Pennsylvania style, which is 95% rye, and then there's the
is that made by people who don't believe in electricity?
Yeah, something like that.
They churn it.
Something like that, yeah.
We raised the whiskey.
But the other kind is the Maryland rye, which is 55% rye. The rest of it's corn. And it's a lighter flavored, sweeter rye. But most of the time, I mean, where you're going to get most of your flavor in all of your whiskeys is going to be the barrel itself. There's going to be 60% of the flavor and 100% of your color.
Well, this is
So let me ask
How
you this.
important is the color?
The color is going to be indicative of the amount of char and the time it's been with the barrel itself.
Has anybody ever tried just using a little stain?
Yes, they have. As a
Because it
matter
kind
of
of feels
fact.
the same way on the tongue.
Got
you
it.
know? So I got the
A little caramel, a little food coloring. Bourbon cannot use flavoring or coloring. Ryes, they can. But
So let me ask you this. There's
We don't.
There's all
this sounds
different
like it's going to be a
kinds-
smarter question just because of the glasses.
There's all different kinds of.
gotta do the Huggins.
Oak is not just regular oak. There's different kinds of oak. Is there a specific one that you use for this?
yes, we use American oak. Hang on.
American.
We use American oak.
Oh God, you
join
two
you,
look
bitch.
like you're
What's
playing
that?
the worst game of chess that's ever been played. This is never
Practice
going to
that
end.
So just regular American oak.
There's American oak. There's French oak. There's other types of oak that are
That's
used.
the thing.
We use Just, standard in America is American oak, white American oak.
Yeah, and that shit does not transfer because I used to use a lot of oak with my cooking. And one time my neighbor cut down this red oak tree, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna use some red oak on it."
So that's the reason why I asked. I learned about that from cooking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool, you got oak, and then I did the exact same thing. I fucked up, and so I was like, is there a specific one that you're using?
Red oak.
That is
fucking
the
piece of
specific,
meat
and there's
up, I'll
different,
tell you that.
and the different oaks have different sugar contents from the sap and the way it's aged and stuff like that.
So what does it mean
char
when you say double oak? Is that
That's
because you've charred it and then you're adding
No,
the
that's
oak?
the
there's
first barrel
oak in
and then the
barrel,
extra
and then he
stage.
has
And
the
then
extra
after the-
staves in. Yeah.
right.
So
So
it's the equivalent of about 8 years, but we get it done in 3.
So what does tell me what's the math behind that? How do you
Surface area to volume ratio.
I knew that. I actually knew that because guys were using a lot of
Surface
the
area to
new.
volume ratio.
So it's basically like putting each bottle in its own barrel.
Basically.
Yeah, because a lot of the new distilleries are using smaller barrels.
They have
because
nudist
surface area to
distilleries?
volume.
I was thinking the same thing. Yes.
The newer the
Our
distilleries.
bourbon is aged in 5-gallon barrels specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so when he asked, I was like, I actually know the answer to this.
6 to 9 months in a 5-gallon barrel is equivalent to 5 to 7 years in a 50-gallon barrel.
Yep.
So is your barrel manufacturer, is it in Texas or do you order them from out of state? Or
Yes and yes.
yeah,
We do both. Wherever we
I
can
only
get 'em.
knew of 1 or 2 dudes in Texas.
Yeah.
that
There
did
used to
that.
be one down in Pasadena called Deep South Barrels,
Yeah.
but now I think they didn't make it through the pandemic. They sold to another group, and now there's a group up in Dallas that we're talking to, Redheaded or Woodpecker.
Boy, those sound like the same thing.
Yeah, it's either Redhead.
Some
Those sound
name
like
like
two
that.
girls I dated.
exactly.
It's either Redhead
Redheaded
barrels with a
Woodpecker.
Woodpecker logo or Woodpecker barrels with a Redhead. I can't remember which one it is.
That's hilarious. You don't know if there's a bird or a girl on the barrel.
I can't remember. I can't remember their logo. They're a great company. I like the people.
So you've got this now, and I tell you this will make a fantastic old fashioned. I'm gonna ring in ahead of time and tell you that this probably where most of this is gonna go.
I
You
will
like
drink
drinking it
that
straight.
I can put a straw in that bitch right now.
Do you like any kind of mixed whiskey drink? I'm a big fan of a Manhattan.
So,
when I can get a Manhattan made right, it is.
So he
tremendous.
turned me on to old fashions.
Old fashions are great.
I
A lot of work.
wasn't a big fan. Look, when I was in college, I did the Jack and Coke because I still drank Cokes. You started me on Jack and the Rocks, and ever since then, like originally it was kind of a shock to the senses, and now I really don't like mixing my whiskey with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
The summertime, because I've been back here for the summer, doing Jack on the Rocks or whatever when it's brutally hot outside sucks. So I started doing Jack and soda, and it's just me cutting my Jack, which is basically what I was doing when the ice cubes would melt.
Yeah, I just have more ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
basically what I was doing
summertime.
when
I
the
get a
ice
full
cubes would melt.
glass ice.
But I get it's like a Jack soda. It's like you put it in a 12-ounce can.
But you
So I
drink
still
that
get my
bubbly
shit.
water to begin with, right?
Yeah, you hate it.
That's the I don't.
I can't go
Ginger
that
ale and
direction.
lime is a great summertime mix.
Ginger
It
ale
makes
goes
for a
very well
lighter-
with whiskey.
yeah.
And people say it's bastardizing because why would you do that to a per- Ginger ale and cognac is amazing. It's fucking incredible.
Well, we're just
I'm
making
a
snow
big-
cones at this point.
Right. I'm a big fan of cocktails. I just don't like making them because I'm lazy. I'm super duper lazy.
It's a
Like
we're gonna
whiskey,
we're gonna
meat,
have to
whiskey
do
rocks.
we're gonna play with this. We're gonna do some recipes though, and we're gonna work some stuff out because this is a remarkable double oak rye. Is it available now? Where can people get it?
Trucks are coming to pick it up this week.
That's what we
and
wanna
it'll be
hear.
available in stores all across the state, hopefully by December.
My name is
Specs,
Sam, not
Total
Trucks.
Specs, Total Wine, and Sales.
It's
And we're doing our big launch party this Saturday, November 20th from 1 to 4 at the distillery. We're going to have Jim Salter playing music. We're going to have sweet treats from Stacy's Sweet Treats. Dirty Juan's Pickles. We're
Oh,
gonna have
Did you say Sunday?
those snacks
Perfect.
Saturday.
Saturday.
11:20.
perfect.
And of course, we're going to have whiskey and tour the place and all the stuff for people to come.
And it's easy to find. You're actually up in Humble.
We are
where,
up in Humble.
Tell them where to find you.
19103 Continental Parkway, Suite C, partway between Woodland Hills Parkway and Timber Forest on 1960 towards the lake.
You had to focus to say that address the way I used to have
Yeah.
to focus to read.
That's
I always get I always swap the 1 and the 3, and I'm almost certain it's 19103 and not 19301. But there's only one building.
There's
so
either
it's
a
easy to find.
woodpecker or a redhead.
Out Humble, like 200 is not anything. It's that building
Yeah,
or
it's that building or the one next to
20,000.
it, right.
Yeah.
It's if you haven't tried Old Humble's whiskey, we encourage you to do it. The Special Reserve,
Special Reserve,
kind of my
Jesus
personal
Christ.
favorite up until tonight, and I'm not kidding.
Available in specs all across the state.
You might have dethroned the Special Reserve for me. The rye is incredible.
Appreciate that.
I have a question though. When we did the marathon, the one that I tried to steal was a rye. Is this an improvement on that recipe because it tastes oddly familiar?
It is the final product of that recipe.
I know it.
Yeah.
I knew it because I'm like,
Because that was the
I'm
test
like,
bottle.
I tried to steal this once
Yeah.
and I'm trying to do it again.
That was the test bottle. This is the finished product.
I love the fact that we get to be a patient zero for most of what you do. Anything else you're working on, I
Not
encourage
blind,
you to.
right? You good?
But bro, this is how you know I love your stuff because I knew I was like, no, I've done this.
To bring it by the studio. Pour yourself one more shot, and we'll bid you adieu.
I do have 2 more whiskeys coming out, 3 more whiskeys coming out next year.
Where they at?
Look at him teasing me
I'm
on the way.
working on it. I got 2 bourbons. One that's a mesquite or a hickory finished heavy rye bourbon.
My favorite wood to cook with.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we're using it to finish. That one we're going to come back out with our Boomtown bourbon.
Yes.
That hickory finished mesquite or hickory finished high rye bourbon is going to be our 72-hour blackout bourbon that we're making using the snow from the blackout in February of 2021.
Ah,
The
Hang on.
whiskey that didn't have to be made.
that's
Did you say the snow in the
72-hour
freezer
blackout.
like
Hey, bro,
like Bill Cosby?
Oh, we make our whiskey with rainwater. So I just went out and collected it.
If you're me, any bourbon is a 72-hour blackout bourbon. I can do it with anything.
So we've got those 2 bourbons. We're going to come out with another rye. We're going to come out with a single malt. We got a whole menu of stuff we're going to work on for 2020.
This excites me to no end. The Old Humble Distilling Company, our good friend Joe Breda, the brand new double oak rye.
It's fucking fantastic.
I am a fan.
Wow.
We are going to swap you out for our good friend Good Will Loden,
Good Will Loden.
who is a fan of a former contestant on Ito. One of my favorite shows is this thing on. Joe, you're going to stick around, obviously.
I'll hang around.
Perfect. We don't have Trey Tutson this week, and that's something
For
of
good
note.
reason.
He is not here because he is in the Seattle International Comedy Competition.
The first time I ever bailed and left this podcast was that same competition.
He has now moved on to the semifinals.
Woo!
Easily and with no with no complications whatsoever.
Right.
I don't want to. Here's the thing. I'm gonna bring. He sends a prompt and he goes, man, we're gonna do a segment of what if Trey was here in a minute. But we
I can talk about pussy.
We've been we've been staying in touch, and we just kind of debriefed this afternoon about how things went. And I'm not gonna say he's confident about how he's doing, but I will say that wouldn't it be odd if a contestant in a contest left after his set to go DoorDash and then come back to hear that he won? He's literally up there DoorDashing
pocket money.
on his. There's a whole story about how things went down with the rental car and a bunch of other stuff.
Okay, I was about to say he drove there.
No,
No
so he's
way.
got a rental, but
I've
he's
done it twice.
He's already made the money back because he is DoorDashing, and he left after his set and went and
Dropped off shit.
He's like, man, I'm picking up. So he goes, I'm picking up stuff at Safeway. He goes, and I come back, and there's still 2 people left.
One of the years I did it, you do 6 shows during your prelim week, and they drop your lowest score, so it's an average of your top 5 scores.
Yeah, yeah.
A guy named Mike Baldwin, he was crushing so hard.
I know Mike Baldwin.
He was crushing so hard. The 6th show, he walked up and did a 10-minute merch push and sold merch because he was like, I've got the week 1, fuck you bitches. And he sold his T-shirts. Yeah. And so,
From the opposite end of that perspective, I did that the year I lost to Matthew Broussard. There was no
Well, this
chance in
isn't
hell
going
of
well.
me doing well. And So
Nah, dude, I just watched it.
he was selling those ninjas hate crunchy leaves.
shirts, yeah. And he just walked up and he made money. And he's like, I don't give a fuck.
Baldwin you were in the contest that year, and my money was on Baldwin. And that's, I don't say that.
No, it should have been.
Sam's money was on Baldwin too.
Here's the kid is.
I was like, why did I come up here?
He's clean. He's clever. He's very funny. He's incredibly likable. He's the guy who accidentally buried me in Tampa. He was my feature act, and I was cockily sitting at the bar hitting on one of the bartenders and not watching my feature go up.
Whoops. And
that was Thursday night, and by Friday I'd figured shit out, but they did not like me, and it was you can't just go up and do you after that. He's a slower, more deliberate, very intentional.
He looks like Charlie Brown. He's as likable as Charlie Brown, and he's funnier than Charlie Brown would ever be. He's got the writing to back that up.
I thought I was about to sit here another good representation. He's like, he looks like Charlie Brown. He's as likable as Charlie Brown,
and he can kick that goddamn football.
He's funnier than Charlie Brown. It is.
He's got the writing to back up the fact that he looks like your favorite childhood character.
He's really funny.
When he walks on stage, he's got these big, bright blue eyes. You automatically like him.
Sam fucked him. I don't know. Yeah. I was gonna let it go. That's
no. I'm saying, no.
He's before he had the glasses.
He's short, compact, stocky, with a bald head. He looks exactly like Charlie Brown, but with big, bright blue eyes.
Does he wear the sweater?
No, but he walks out and he's all bright-eyed. He looks like, honestly, when he walks up, he looks like he might be on the spectrum. So you automatically are pulling for this guy. The second. Before we open
a lot of bald guys do look like they're on the spectrum, though. You're like, I don't know, something's wrong. Yeah, something's wrong with your chromosomes. You can't hold the hair.
Has there ever been a famous autistic person who was bald?
Oh, sorry about that.
That's not you.
Has to be.
All right.
I can't think of a single one.
Wait,
no,
say that again.
Has there been a famous autistic person who was bald?
I assume
Jeff Bezos.
I'm delving into this.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos is a strong
stretch. That's a strong stretch.
No, he's autistic as
That's
shit.
yoga.
See, that's hard to tell the difference between monk and
Rain
autistic.
Man had a full head of hair.
Right. Robert Mungle.
Who I saw last night.
I saw him 2 weekends ago. Yeah, he's doing well.
Man, I don't.
Yeah, it was just you automatically like him before he opens his mouth, and then he opens his mouth and he's good, and it's just like the first night of that competition, I was like, well, this was a waste of money. I'm not gonna beat this fucking guy. There's nothing
Everybody in Blue Man Group.
Yep.
Feels like a stretch. Feels like we're doing more yoga here.
We're joined by Will Loden, Good Will Loden, who has been back of house for a lot of the Whiskey Brothers podcasts. You've run several of our shows. You've been a standout on Is This Thing On, our satellite show that we do on Tuesdays. And you also have a podcast called Silly Hats that's going to be on the Whiskey Brothers Network.
We are going to be releasing that on the Whiskey Brothers Network very, very soon.
You and Nick Palermo.
Yeah, thank you for letting us record all in here.
And dude, of course. It's a fantastic show, and I've got to produce. Rarely do I laugh in the production of a show, and it's this is really cleverly done and very, very, very well produced. So that'll be coming out, but you're sitting in place of Trey, and Trey, we like to do a segment I've decided called "What Would Trey Talk About If He Was Here?" And it would probably be, was Kyle Rittenhouse lying when he fucking cried?
Look.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be about how I was white.
Yeah. No, I was gonna go.
Is that the word he uses?
I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna.
You
not
won't do
use
that one.
Yeah.
He said he took a moratorium on that.
He took a sword.
I was gonna do some fat jokes for Jerry just to try to fill in, and yeah,
He's still talking old jokes about Rob, even though Rob's not here.
I like to think he's somewhere making fun of Rob right now.
Right.
Aren't we all?
I've got proverbial big shoes to fill.
That's
yeah.
turn that down.
That's all I got.
Oh shit.
The audio.
All right.
Yeah,
am I good? Am I good?
You're
good?
fantastic.
I'm trying to watch the chat.
So and I guess this is the question I want to get. We're not a podcast that gets into the ups and downs and the things of a trial like this, but the Kyle Rittenhouse trial is happening, and everybody, clearly all of America's watching it. Those tears, we all saw them.
What tears?
Yeah.
Oh, I think those tears are real. You gotta. I mean, you put the fuck on yourself, kid.
I'm with. I don't think
know,
there's any
you-
part of me that thinks he was. I don't think.
He's crying because he's sad and he feels bad. I think he's crying
Probably because of the
because.
fear of black dicks in the shower.
Well, yeah, or
That's what he's scared of.
you know, some people call it prison.
I was afraid for my life. Not yet, you are. Not yet.
Wait till your sphincter
Just
breaks.
hear those necks crack. Yeah.
That's a really bad Led Zeppelin song.
Have you ever shit pancakes for 6 weeks?
I don't even know which of those words to write down.
Where the sphincter breaks?
When he first said Kyle
Charlie, if
Rittenhouse,
it-
I was like, he died, but that's
Kyle,
not the right guy.
if those tears don't keep raining, your sphincter's gonna break, and then it just like. It just
If the
goes into
tears
the
don't
river.
fall.
Now, I will say this. The one guy came out and he said, I did have a weapon pointed at him. I think the kid's going to walk. I think he's going to walk. Just because
This song will also be recorded under a stairwell. Sorry,
America has conditioned me to fucking prepare for the worst.
Yeah, that guy was a gift for the prosecution, no doubt. My God.
Big time.
Like, where did y'all find this son of a bitch?
But the thing
Did
is, he's
somebody
like,
put
he
him
was
back
like-
in a box.
He was like,
Yeah.
he came at me with his weapon drawn, but he had a handgun that was in his waist. He came at you as a guy who had an AR-15 that was out. Like, he had a reason to draw his weapon.
I'm keeping my mouth shut. That's
Yeah.
I know anything I say about this will only get me in trouble. So
Same.
I'm just gonna be like, it looked like he fake cried. That's
I know
He
some of
fake
y'all are
cried.
listening to my accent and you think you know who I think won.
that's
And you're wrong.
He fake cried, and also the dude was taking like pictures for Instagram, posing all happy and shit, and he wasn't crying then.
Yeah,
Have
that
you-
was a
have you
cool
ever
bar. You can drink when you have your mom in the bar. Yeah, of course you're not crying.
have
then.
you ever
But
fake
you
cried?
can't
Yes.
fucking walk around with an AR-15 at 17 years old. That's the law.
Absolutely.
When?
Absolutely. To get out of a horrific fucking speeding ticket one time.
Did the tears, were they real tears?
Yes, they were real tears.
Son of a bitch, I can't
It
do it.
did not work.
I can't. Okay.
In fact, I would like to say that it probably played heavily against me.
Did he write your name down as pussy? Like
No,
was
but
it
he called
actually?
me pussy. Stop crying, pussy. I'm hanging paper on you.
I don't know. Here's my thing. Do you think he rage cried? Because I like in high school when I would get so worked up, I would rage cry, and it was always
What is a rage
it's,
cry?
It's all right. So you're in football, and this guy like keeps fouling you, right? Or you keep getting penalties. You're like, this is bullshit, and I don't even care. You're so mad. That
That's what
you
Joe
start
just did.
crying.
Here's
Yeah,
the
my
thing about
grandpa-
that.
my
when
grand-
you rage cry like that
Yeah.
on a sporting field, there are real tears.
Yes.
Count one on this little piece of shit.
I mean,
There ain't one.
Well,
There ain't one.
my grandpa
It's just a
used to
wrinkly,
say-
fucked up, bitter beer face.
Well, there aren't a lot of good acting coaches in Wisconsin, so I think there's
Fuck.
that's fucking fair.
there, you know, like I don't know, go there for agricultural. You don't go to the University of Wisconsin for theater.
It's a. Yeah, it's
Where Chris Farley's trying to turn over in his grave. He can't, but he's trying.
I think he went to Marquette. But yeah.
Joe Brady in the chat. He's sitting right there, but he's like, if Kyle Rittenhouse walks, I'll be surprised if he makes it home. It's Wisconsin. There's no black people to fucking kill him.
Exactly.
Oh, you haven't been to Milwaukee.
That ain't where he's at. He's in Kenosha.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's where the
How you
70s show
gonna
was
how you
set.
gonna name a city after a black chick and have no black people? I got 3 cousins named Kenosha.
Kenosha, Waukesha, there. Waukesha. That's
The Council of the Waukegan Indians are going to talk to you after the show.
Fuck that kid. Fuck.
It's that's the Trey Tutson. That is if Trey was here. We say hello to you people in the chat. A big what's up. Oh, lots of y'all today. Y'all are hanging out. It's good to see everybody. Andy Hamill, good to see you. He asks how you are, Joe. Heartthrob in the room. Good to see you in here for the first time. Old man
I'm
Wade.
ranked number 1, Heartthrob.
There you go. Again, we're drinking some whiskey. We're raising a glass. Good Will Loden.
Good whiskey.
What's going on in your world as you share our whiskey?
Oh man. So let's see what's been going on in my world. I've just been working with Jerry Wayne, building tables and shit.
Working on props for some stuff.
Yeah, built some cool props. I'm learning some carpentry. I didn't cut myself. That was pretty exciting. I got naked for Skankfest and
Wait, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Go ahead and run that back.
All right. Well, there's this thing called the naked roast, and you get naked, and then you proceed to roast a good friend of yours, and
It was
Okay.
also naked.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So hang on.
Your voice is all gurgly. It sounds like mine.
Yeah, and to clear the throat, and then that's nerves. He did a naked, so totally naked. You just
Totally
how many people in the audience?
about 400.
400 people, and
Yeah.
then what is the sales pitch to get you to do this?
Do you need a credit, you shitty comic?
Okay, there's no other way on Skankfest but through
for
Naked
me,
Roast.
yeah.
Okay, so how many people did Naked Roast?
10 people.
All locals.
All locals.
And really, all male?
Nope. There were
Two females.
Two females.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, who?
One of them didn't totally get naked. Yeah.
Okay.
But, so she wore like a cat suit and got booed because those people are savages.
That's wrong. Okay, so but it's a naked roast. It's
Yes.
not a partially
Yeah,
closed
exactly,
roast.
right.
Not a
Okay.
cat suit roast.
right.
Not a cat suit roast. So you went full blown.
Me and Cornelius White got naked together. Cornelius and I run a mic together. We're really good buds. And
Clearly.
we actually did this thing called writing before the show. And
When y'all were writing,
I
did
bel-
you
I-
get naked?
I kept sending him dick pics. Like all week I was sending.
I don't know if it's called writing or misdirection.
Because y'all called me and y'all running jokes by me, and I kept wanting to go, are y'all naked right now? Are y'all over at Will's house just balls out?
We were mostly just sitting on the front porch, and that's a crime if I'm sitting on the front porch writing naked. But
God, it would shut that fucking neighbor of yours
Okay,
up.
so you took the clothes off. Do you walk up naked, or do you
Yeah.
lose a piece of clothing for
I-
every burn?
So I don't mind getting naked. I was a hot.
I did the Halloween show with you, and
Yeah,
you were in a nurse's outfit that you
Yeah.
intended to strip down to a thong, and you did it way faster than I would have.
Right.
You kind of give me a reason to take that. Well, that'll work.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a-
exactly. Yeah, no, I
You
have
paused.
Yeah.
I exactly. Yeah. I don't remember my set. Get naked. No, I have reverse body dysmorphia, so I think I'm a fucking hottie. And that's just the way.
So what is the audience doing while everybody's just standing naked? Is it
They start cheering like so it's a classic roast style thing, like where one person goes, then the other person goes.
yeah,
and
except
all-
your
yeah.
dicks are out.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Do they come into play, I guess is the question.
You can. I chose not to.
Well, yeah, you're up
So-
against a black guy. I wouldn't have started
yeah,
that
and
fight.
there were some fucking hogs out there. Like, holy shit. Like,
I imagine
Look.
most people don't volunteer unless they're like
Pigranch.com.
That's God, I'm so mad I don't own that anymore. Duh.
Did anybody like do a roast and just sort of sway their
yeah,
dick at
no,
the other
well,
guy?
because
Like that guy.
I played football in high school. I've seen a lot of dicks. There's one dude who had a just fucking monster dong, and so instead of writing jokes, he just started helicoptering it, and it fucking crushed.
Wow.
This is why our industry is suffering.
this was a whole show.
We
Yeah, it
thought
was a
Stormy
whole
Daniels
show.
was the low point.
Oh my God, didn't we?
We were so upset about
so wait,
that.
the whole show was.
foolish.
All right, look, you horse.
Hey, no, you got a credit, but these
all right?
other 9 hacks that will not be named. Or hey, we like
Yeah,
Cornelius.
Cornelius is my
so-
buddy. Yeah.
So yeah, you're not gonna give it up for whoever's got the biggest dick in the scene.
Oh, 80 Hodge has a monster hog. Fine, I'll give it up for that. Yeah.
All right, then.
80 Hodge has a
Now we
big
know.
old swinging dick.
I always thought he had way too much confidence. That makes a lot of sense. I couldn't understand it, but I get it now.
AD stands for aggressive dong.
So he signed up to show off.
Yeah, no, he did really well. Like, it was
All right.
Doug Stanhope licked my nipples. That was funny.
That's well, good for welcome.
Join the club.
Yeah, that's who hasn't
There's
been there?
8,000 people that can say they got their nipples.
And Doug probably wasn't even the roast, but naked just to be naked.
Yep.
There you go. That's a Stanhope
With
dick
face
out
paint.
is a standard Thursday night. Well, good for you. You got a credit out of the way. And did you win your roast?
No, but I wrote for Cornelius because I think roasts are a lot like they're a lot like I guess like wrestling matches. Like you want the match to go well, right?
Even if you get pinned.
Right, yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm
It's
fine with jobbing it over.
Very much our approach to Itto.
Absolutely.
We want a good performance and fun. It's
And then
not
if
a
done wrong,
competitive
if done
thing.
right, you lose the roast, but then your
But
friends
you
come
have-
out and kick his ass
Yeah,
afterwards and the
exactly.
whole, yeah.
But you have the best if you two have the best set of the night, right? Like if y'all do the best job of the night, then y'all do the best job of the night. So
Right.
like that's
Is that what you're saying?
And the fun,
I think so, but I was drunk.
the funnier
so,
you
and
are,
I'm-
the less
yeah.
they're looking at your dick.
Right,
That's,
exactly.
That's always.
exactly it.
I believe Richard Pryor said that. I believe it's a Richard Pryor quote.
You don't need a big dick to get laid in comedy. You know, like that's not like.
Was there any takers after the show? Was there anybody who came up and was impressed by your set?
Yeah, there were. Yeah, and it's at Skankfest, so like there's.
Are you saying they were willing?
A lot of dudes. A lot of dudes.
Stanhope licked your nipple.
Never been happier to not be part of a comedy show.
That's
I had a great time all weekend. I got to see a bunch of really good comics work, like a bunch of funny podcasts and all that stuff. I got it for free, and I got the credit.
Well, I mean, you pulled your dick out, bro.
You did not get in for free. You paid, buddy.
I paid.
You paid with one mediocre cock.
Right, there we go.
One acorn head at a time. That's
You did good, pig. You did good.
Dick and balls in the door.
Yeah.
Here we
That'll
go.
do, hog.
Hey, settle.
all right. Well, we raise a glass to your pig, to your White Claw, to Joe Braden, Old Humble Distilling Company's brand new double oak that we are the rye that we're now getting to put our lips around.
This is
And boy, I
fantastic.
should have said all those things in the same
Oh
sentence.
man, dude, this rye is so good. Yeah, I was.
I like a little,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
I like
this
fuel.
this is working for me. Good Will Loden, you're gonna stick around for this next full episode.
Joe, this is the best thing you've ever made.
Adam Taylor in the back working on
has
things.
kids.
That's
My statement stands true.
you guys in the chat don't go anywhere at all. We're gonna get to all your questions in just a second. We'll see you guys on another episode soon.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
Music provided by Scarface. Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.